Welcome back to 3D Movie Reviews in 3D on Mind Eye Media. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of the more obscure releases from Hollywood's golden age of 3D, The Maze, which was released theatrically in 1953 and released on 3D Blu-ray in 2018. I first read about The Maze in the book Amazing 3D by Hal Morgan and Dan Symes. I picked up this book in 1983, around the time Hollywood was going through a brief 3D revival. The book mentioned The Maze as part of the 3D movies that were released in the 50s, but it didn't say anything about it other than the title. Nevertheless, it included a full-page, full-color reprint of a poster for The Maze, and that was enough to stir my curiosity for the next few decades. The 3D Blu-ray version of The Maze was released by Kino Lorber, and it clearly put a lot of effort into this title. It includes a prestige restoration of the 3D print by the 3D Film Archive, as well as a very informative commentary track and an interview with the leading lady, Veronica Hurst. The restored print makes this film look as good as it did when it first appeared in theaters in 1953, if not better. It also includes a reversible cover that features different poster art from the film's original release. The movie tells a story about the engaged couple Kitty Murray, who was played by Hurst, and Gerald McTeam, who was played by Richard Carlson. After receiving word of his uncle's death and inheriting the mysterious Craven Castle in the Scottish Highlands, Gerald abruptly breaks off his engagement. Kitty refuses to accept the broken engagement and travels to the castle to find out what has changed her husband and the dark secret that lies within the grounds of Craven Castle. The Maze is based on a novel by Maurice Sandoz that's largely known for illustrations provided by Salvador Dali. In fact, one of Dali's pieces in the book was incorporated into some of the posters for its movie adaptation. According to the commentary track, the plot of The Maze was inspired by a rumor that had been circulating since the 18th century about a secret member of the British royal family who had never been seen but was a secluded resident of a castle in Scotland. A movie version of The Maze was originally scheduled to be produced in the 40s, but a series of complications resulted in this adaptation becoming part of the stereoscopic movies that were released in the mid-50s. The Maze was directed by William Cameron Menzies, who is mostly known by sci-fi film buffs as the director of Invaders from Mars. The Maze is Menzies' last film as production designer and director. The cast does a pretty good job with the material they're given, but the real star of The Maze is Menzies' work in the 3D format. This movie had a small budget and moved through a quick production schedule, but Menzies skillfully used shot compositions, scene blocking, prop placement, and lighting effects to emphasize the 3D effect in scene after scene. The actors frequently walk towards or away from the camera to take advantage of the depth of field, as do the shots that use doorways, holes, and staircases to frame the scene. As for the film itself, The Maze is a gothic mystery thriller that's heavy on atmosphere but light on scares. When you finally learn the secret of Craven Castle, you'll either think it's an interesting but underdeveloped idea, or that it's the dumbest thing you've ever seen. The title or shrub maze plays a role in the film's climax, but it doesn't have much to do with the film's mystery, which made me wonder why this story was called The Maze at all. Despite the tame plot and disappointing conclusion, I still highly recommend Kino Lorber's 3D Blu-ray release of The Maze for fans of Hollywood's golden age of 3D movies. Menzies' talent with a 3D format on a limited budget is on full display here, something that you'd completely miss in the 2D version. Furthermore, the Blu-ray itself is full of great information about the film, and the 3D print looks fantastic on both a 3D TV and in virtual reality. Thanks for watching. Please hit like and subscribe for more 3D content, and please feel free to leave a comment below.